Hello, I'm Kyle Bratch from Chaparral Motorsports, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive or detailed breakdown on this HJC C70 helmet. This is going to be a great entry-level helmet starting at just $149.99 for solid colors. The C70 helmet is available in glossy white, glossy black, semi-flat anthracite, semi-flat black, as well as a slew of other colors. The Boltos in red, blue, silver, and orange. The Trokey in a high-vis in white, red and gray, white and gray, and orange and gray. This graphic right here is going to retail right there at $154.99. So coming in right at that $150 price point, we have a helmet that's packed full of lots of features. Let's dig into the details. So the first thing we want to take a look at is the ventilation on this helmet, because that's one thing that lacks in some of the lower price point helmets. I gotta say the HJC has done a really good job with this particular helmet. Up here on the top, we have a vent that has 3 different positions. Now, a nice feature about this vent is the fact that it functions extremely easy as soon as you touch it. So with a gloved hand, you basically touch it and it opens, touch it and it closes, or you can grab it with 2 fingers and kind of position it in one of those 3 vents if you want specific amount of air coming into the helmet. Moving down here to the lower vent, you have an open and a close feature. So right now it's in the closed position. You slide down to open and slide up to close. While still on the topic of ventilation, let's go ahead and rotate this around to the back. You're gonna notice you're gonna have top vents here, and that's going to allow both the air coming in from the top and from the bottom to be filtered out through these 2 exhaust vents here on the side. So you're gonna notice that the back vent here has a little rib or a deviation here in the center. That's gonna allow the air that's coming in from one side of the helmet to kind of go one way and the air in the other channel to escape out the other. That's gonna keep those 2 channels from kind of fighting each other, and it's gonna allow a nice venturi effect for that air as it comes over the top of the helmet, pulling out the hot, warm air from the inside of the helmet. Again, that's gonna be the same for each of the vents on either side of the helmet. Now, while up here on the top of the helmet, let's take a look at this nice slider right here. This is going to be the mechanism that deploys your internal sun shield, or they call it the rapid fire sun shield. So let's come around here and open the visor. Here in the front, you're going to notice a center tab here. You're going to hit it with your index finger, and that's going to allow your visor to open. Again, this rapid fire sun shield's already deployed. In order to bring it back or retract it, we're just going to pull that tab back. It's a very smooth actuating mechanism, something that is really easy to do with a gloved hand. Now, taking a closer look at the visor itself, it's going to have a nice solid lock here at the front, and then it's going to have several very notched deviations here as it comes up. That's going to be great for those of you who like to ride with your shield in a propped open position. As far as the shield goes, it is pin lock ready. You can see that by the 2 pin lock tabs here on the sides. And the inside of the shield itself is beveled, so the pin lock fits perfectly into place. It's a very nice feature of this helmet. Now, when it comes to removing the shield or swapping it out for a different shield, the mechanism here works flawlessly. You're simply going to pull back on this tab, and the shield is going to remove itself. So when reattaching the shield to the helmet, you're just going to line up the notches and put a little bit of pressure with the palm of your hand, and it's going to slide right into place. Again, that is how simple the visor mechanism is here on this HJC C70 helmet. Now, before we dig into the guts of this helmet, I want to point out the very secure locking mechanism on the front of the helmet. This very secure locking sound that you hear is going to draw that shield back against the helmet, against the gasket here, giving you a nice tight seal. That's going to allow this helmet to be less noisy out there on the highway than some of the other helmets in its same price point range. Now, the actual shell of this helmet is an advanced polycarbonate shell. That means it's going to be a multi-layered matrix that makes up the external part of the shell, giving it a lightweight characteristic that's extremely strong and safe for the user. Now, moving to the inside of the helmet, the first thing we're going to notice is the double D-ring locking mechanism or helmet secure strap. This is going to be a very tried and true way to safely keep your helmet attached to your head. Now, there's a nice snap here on the back side so that your extra strap here isn't flapping you as you're riding down the road. That's always a benefit. Not all helmets have that, and that is a nice feature to have on this helmet right around that $150 price point. Now, moving in, we're going to have a moisture wicking antimicrobial liner. So we're going to go ahead and snap out the cheek pads here As the first step into digging into the internals of this helmet, we're gonna have 3 snaps, and then we're gonna have a sheath that's gonna slide down in between the EPS liner and that advanced polycarbonate composite shell. Again, we're gonna swing over here real quick and snap out this other cheek pad. Now moving on to our comfort liner, we're gonna have a couple snaps here at the back. And then we're gonna come all the way to the front here. So I'm gonna go ahead and angle the helmet this way so you can see it. We're gonna have tabs here that kind of slide in. There's gonna be a plastic tab that slides into tabs that are built into the EPS liner here on the front of the helmet. Now I really like the way that this helmet is constructed. I like the fact that this does snap here to the top instead of snapping where your forehead is, so you don't get those red marks on your forehead from those buttons being there. That is a great improvement that they've made in helmets over the years. So now here on the inside of the helmet, you can see the 2 large vent channels. Now the first 2 holes are gonna be for the vent up top, and the rear 2 holes are gonna be for the exhaust vents. Now here near the chin strap, you're gonna notice that there is not a dedicated pocket or cutout for helmet speakers for your headset, but it is a nice smooth surface, so those speakers will be able to stick to that area nicely, even though there isn't a specific recess. Now in my case personally, I actually like the fact that there aren't dedicated pockets or holes made for those speakers, because on my particular head, I like to wear my speakers just a little bit further forward, almost in front of where this chin strap sits. That allows me to get the best audio possible for my particular head shape. Let's go ahead and slip it on my head so you can see what it looks like while being worn. So I typically wear a size small helmet for HJC. So putting this helmet on for the first time, I can say that it is a very tight fit. The crown of the helmet on my head feels perfect. It feels really, really good. The cheek pads are extremely tight. So what I would say is this is the perfect fitting helmet. After a couple weekends of riding, the cheek pads here are gonna break in and the helmet's gonna fit really well. Now, if after a period of time, I felt that the helmet was still too tight, I could swap these cheek pads out for a set of cheek pads that was just a little bit thinner. Now, as you can see, I got my glasses on here. There's a lot of room here on the sides. There's no issues with wearing glasses wearing this helmet. Dropping the sun visor down, you can see that it comes down quite far. It almost touches my nose. This is perfect. A lot of drop down sun visors only come halfway down. You end up looking at the bottom ridge here through your vision, and it's really kind of annoying. The fact that this comes all the way down is a very nice feature. Now you can ride this helmet just cracked just a little bit. It's gonna be great for riding around town so you don't fog it up if you're not wearing your pin lock visor. To open the helmet, you're gonna use your thumb and your forefinger, boom, and pop it up and open. And there you have it, the detailed breakdown of the HJC C70. This is gonna be a great entry-level helmet if you're looking for DOT-rated protection with a lightweight composite shell that gives you good ventilation and a moisture-wicking liner. I'm Kyle Bradshaw, thank you for watching. We really appreciate your support of our channel. If you like what you saw today, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more action like this coming directly to your email inbox, please hit that subscribe button and, more importantly, the notification bell. Until next time, and as always, take care and ride safe out there.